Fantastic film festival that really gets to the soul and the heart of downtown New York filmmaking.
It's about the vibrance of the culture of New York, and we put it all together with films, games, an immersive experience.
We share our narratives now differently.
There are so many more things that games can be.
Ever since I was a kid, I would play video games 24/7.
Every time I wanted to relax, every time I wanted to step out of the world for a bit.
You know, some people might say, well, go read a book. I'm like, I don't want to read a book.
Hello everybody, my name is King Quad. Hope you're having an amazing day, of course, and today we're here with the Tribeca Games Spotlight. Now, I have no idea what this is, right? I know it's very last minute. Yesterday, we literally just got a video game showcase, and today, you know, they're running it back, the exact same thing. We're about to check it out. If you guys are new, consider subscribing, as I do post content like this daily. And we're gonna see what we have in store for today, right? I don't have big hopes for this. This is the Tribeca Games Spotlight, being hosted by the Game Awards themselves.
Welcome to Tribeca Games.
I'm hoping that there's something big, right? Indie games. I doubt we're gonna see some like huge, big third-party publishers, but you know, there's a first time for everything.
The house 100 times.
Hope you guys are having a great day, of course.
I
didn't know about this. This is literally like last second. I literally just found out about this. I was chilling in bed right now. I was about to take a nap. I was like, wait, there's games to attend to, and you know, I gotta check it out.
And after all that, then that's the sea. And I've
gotta stay on top with all the games, you know?
A Highland Song is a narrative adventure game set in the world.
And is this started?
You play as Moira McKinnon.
No, I'm sure this is cool to someone.
Way to the sea for the first time. But to get there,
games are cool like this. I need to start buying more games like this, bro. When you're playing nothing but competitive games 24/7,
you'll learn a bit about
Jesus Christ, bro, does it wear down on your mental?
Inkle is an independent
Ventus, what's up, my boy? He said this,
and we specialize in narrative games, so we make games in all
Finally came for a stream. This is good to see you, bro. How you doing, Ventus?
That tell really strong stories.
Yeah, so this is the Tribeca Games Showcase. Literally just found out about
Jules Verne's classic novel.
The main hook of 80 Days is that you can go around the world any way you like. The way that Highland Song works.
I'm hoping we're gonna get something good.
Similar to 80 Days.
I heard there's gonna be a lot of indie games here. I'm thinking, right? Silk Song. That's my main thing.
Through the Highlands.
But I'm excited to see. You know, these are games coming out in general. I'm a gamer.
At a single point.
There might be something cool for me. I'm doing great. How are you, King? I'm doing, you know, pretty good. I'm all right.
Finding the right game
doing all right this
for a game like a Highland Song can be really difficult.
This Friday.
Gameplay is usually built around loops and patterns, but good narratives aren't made out of loops. We want to make sure that the character isn't doing anything just for the sake of gameplay, but everything the character's doing has to make sense within the narrative.
So the reason that we've essentially created our very first platforming game is that it just makes sense for the character within this scenario to be jumping and scrambling over rocks.
Chilling in my room while eating ice cream?
Action mechanic.
You know?
So in many ways...
That's the life, bro. That is the life. What was I doing? I was just chilling, eating some wings. Family got me some wings. I was like, sure.
Quite realistic.
I'll relax, get some nice hot wings on a Friday afternoon.
She gets hurt if she falls too far. She can rest to recover her strength. She gets affected by weather and affected by nighttime and affected by cold.
This looks like a cute little game.
All mechanics are built around the
little left to right side scroller.
Knowing where you are and being lost. We have a map mechanic, which is all about that.
This reminds me of
pockets of knowledge, learning the
it's not Stardew Valley, it's the other one. The one that's almost kind of like Minecraft, but not entirely. Is it Stardew Valley? I don't think it is. Someone out there knows what I'm talking about.
At Inkle, we've always loved hand-drawn 2D illustrations.
Oh, I do like hand-drawn stuff. They did this in Photoshop? That's crazy.
Even when we made 3D games.
Dude, I don't even, like, I've owned Photoshop for, like, years at this point. I didn't even know you can animate until like pretty recently, within the past couple of years. I need to try it, bro. I need to try it. As much time as I put into Photoshop in general, dude. I'm always doing art. I'm always drawing, you know, thumbnails. I'm always doing everything in Photoshop. I need to start trying to animate. That'd be really cool.
It was
Get a nice little intro going. I got plans for the future, yo. I got plans. We're just gonna need to act on them. You know what I mean?
There was always one painting in particular that they had that I used to love.
Is this, bro?
A little
Did this start?
Castle by Loch.
Is this all one reveal?
Scots pine trees and this golden.
Bro's been talking about the game for like 5 minutes, bro.
So characteristic of the region, and so going for
they got some
painterly
these actors.
Was
Netflix
a way to capture that.
halftime.
A more modern take on that.
They had some actors in here.
The digital paintings of concept artists such as Paul Scott Canavan, who we worked with on this project.
That looks like Aunt May.
Came up with this really beautiful way of hand painting rocks and trees and grass.
There's that one bald dude I'm trying to look for him right here.
As a huge
there he is. Where is he at? There he is. He looks like
so that the overall effect is
that one rapper, the one that was in John Wick.
When people play a Highland song, I really want them to come away with a
Heaven's Fault. Is that what this game is?
The Highlands themselves.
On PlayStation.
There's this tension in that place between being full of story and history and the marks left behind by people, whether that's ruined farmhouses or whether that's just the names attached to the various peaks and the stories behind those names, which often go back a very, very long way indeed.
When I first kind of conceived of the game, I tried to forget everything about what games we'd made as a studio before, what games are out there, and I just tried to imagine, what do I want on my Switch for me to play right now?
And oh, the Switch game.
Pretty much a Highland song, as the way it looks and feels, popped into my head, and I can't be prouder of what we've created.
A Highland song. Tribeca Games. All right, goodbye Volcano High. I heard about this. So this is like the turn this up a little bit. I am interested to see what's going on here. This is like the LIVESTREAM furry game
that's based originally in Montreal but is now remote and worldwide. It is a cooperative.
Basically that means that we make all major decisions together. We decide whether we want to work 4 days or 5 days. Spoiler alert, we decided to do 4 days a long time ago.
We present concepts when we are starting to put together things, and we all vote on what we think is what everybody would like to work on.
That's pretty cool. You feel more attached to what you're making because you voted for it, you chose it.
It was really important for us to feel like this was a different space where people actually could be the voices behind the games that we make.
We are the makers of some charming, fun games like Winding Worlds and Nog, and the upcoming Goodbye Volcano High.
Goodbye Volcano High is a cinematic visual novel about dinosaurs in their final year of high school. At the start of the year, they find out that a meteor is coming. And the game is about asking yourself, what would you do if you had 1 year left? Who would you be? Who would you want to love? And how would you want to go out?
I vote yes.
I don't think this is a voting type situation.
I mean, it does kind of belong to all of us. Or
interesting.
It was supposed to.
It does. You did a great job.
So, what do you say, Fang?
Dang.
We chose dinosaurs for
that's way deeper and sadder than I thought
Originally,
it was.
when we
I thought they were
presented
just like furry people. I thought the thing was a horse.
Dating sim, because like at the
purple
time,
one.
this was kind of like the hot thing to
like
work
just
on,
horses.
was dating sims, and then we were like, hold up, here's the hook.
Dang.
It's a dating sim with dinosaurs at the end of the world. As soon as you start talking about it,
it's sad because it's like, bro, if you play that game, you already know they're gonna all die by the end of the game. So it's like, you know
it's gonna happen.
And that was really important to us because we
he
wanted
just said
to
it
make
too.
something that could tap into the anxiety.
Play the
of
new
our
Fortnite season, and it's kind of cool.
And
I haven't checked it out yet. I'm gonna check it out after this stream. I was actually gonna, like, I was getting ready to make my video.
Went on and we became
and
kind of
you know, by that I mean take a nap, but still, I was getting to it.
Actually,
I was gonna check it out,
we
but
were like, what
I
if
forgot
it's
this was the thing. So
an anime, and we tell a story that isn't
I was like,
necessarily
sure, you know, we'll check
so
this out.
focused on dating, but really goes deep into the emotional aspects of the end of the world.
So high school already feels like it's the end of the world to most people, so it wasn't really that hard to hone in on the teen angst. It's really the hope that's tricky to encapsulate.
High school to me is all about that sweet balance of doom and hope.
Hope for the better future, hope for the dreams we chase and the ambitions we strive for. Those are things that can feel impossible to cling to, especially with something that can't be stopped and feels inevitable, like a giant meteor hitting you.
Dang, y'all see the comments?
The continent reacted to the news of a previously unknown space object this morning.
So, how do you deal with that?
It starts off very joking. They're kind of making gallows humor jokes.
In light of the whole space rock potential demise of civilization thing, my chosen theme feels off.
What's the theme?
Using this year to, make an impact?
Our characters all have different methods of coping. Some double down on their ambitions, determined to accomplish their dreams before it's too late. Others slow down and decide to savor what time they have left, regardless of what their dreams are.
We can still win! Battle of the Bands! Asteroid or not!
The player character essentially ends up being the UI, and you end up playing as Fang's inner monologue.
Oh, so that's the main character, this Fang person on the left. I think it'd be pretty cool if, like, they threw us all off at the end. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna play this game,
I would actually say music is really important to our studio. And
it'd be pretty cool if, like, at the end of the game, you know, the meteor doesn't hit.
Music is central to the identity.
They all learn a valuable lesson about living life to the fullest.
To the identity of the game itself.
Life is not guaranteed, y'all. Life is never guaranteed.
In this game that is
very limited. You gotta do what you want, you know. You gotta.
Essentially the same as having.
You gotta look back at the end of the day and ask yourself, you know, did I do everything there was to do? And if not, you know, what could I be doing right now? It's never too late, y'all. It is never too late. Kind of like a love game from the App Store. Yeah, it's definitely a small budgeted game. Very close knit team that's working on this. There might be a good message in it. As crazy it is, because like usually this isn't something that I would check out. I don't think like this interests me, and even now, you know, I'm still thinking like, I wonder if I'll buy it. I wonder if I'll check it out, just because I am pretty curious. But you know,
so those two things are kind of clashing.
At its core, it seems like a pretty deep game. Like makes you think about life a little bit, and that's always cool.
I think every person hopes that they get to be near people they love and who understand them and that love them. Those are things people can grasp no matter how much time they have left.
I think that this game really encourages people to be brave, to do the brave thing, and love each other and be there for each other, even when it's scary, even when you don't know what's going to happen.
That's pretty cool. Not bad, not bad. Not as weird as I thought it was when I first saw it. I was like, what is this? It was just like, you know, chance of what? Sonar? Sonar.
Bonjour, je suis Julien.
Bonjour, je suis Thomas.
Nous sommes les cofondateurs de Rodisc et nous sommes ici pour vous parler de Chance of Scénar.
That boy was running.
Avec Chant of Scénar, nous avons voulu proposer une aventure originale basée sur le mythe de Babel.
On a essayé de vous plonger dans la peau d'un voyageur qui débarquerait dans un pays complètement inconnu.
Travelers embarking in an unknown city.
Tout au long de son ascension, le joueur va rencontrer 5 peuples différents. Chaque peuple a ses propres coutumes, sa propre histoire et évidemment sa propre langue.
Comme chacun de ces peuples parle des langues différentes, ça fait des siècles qu'ils ne se comprennent plus. Une partie du jeu et de l'aventure va consister à comprendre les raisons de cette division et peut-être essayer de rétablir l'harmonie dans la tour.
So it's like the Tower of Babel from the Bible. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but
quand on a compris,
I know about that story. You know, like
on a eu cette idée de s'inspirer de Tour de Babel parce que c'est un mythe qui est très
basically built a tower or attempted to build a tower because they wanted to reach heaven in the sky, right? So there's a bunch of people coming together and building a huge tower. I think it's a big symbol of like, you know, almost buying yourself into heaven or whatever, but I think it's God, right? God kind of finds out like people are trying to build themselves to heaven, so he makes it so all the people who are working on this tower, they all speak a different language. and no one can understand each other, and the tower never gets completed because they're all speaking different languages, and that's called Tower of Babel. And I think biblically, like, that's kind of the explanation, kind of origin story as to why there's so many languages on the planet. I think that's like biblically what they believe, you know, Christian people in general, but I'm not religious, so I can't tell you. But this does sound very much so like that. This sounds like, you know, a bunch of people who work in a, they said a tower, but they all speak different languages. They don't understand each other. Violence does not have to be the way to solve things. Look at the cat. There's always got to be a pet
Les
dog,
inspirations
pet cat.
artistiques du jeu, elles se trouvent principalement dans la bande dessinée européenne des années 70-80, puis
This is a really cool art
élargi les
style.
inspirations du jeu.
Very stylistic.
Brutalisme, l'architecture mauresque, l'architecture
Moorish,
indienne, et c'est ce
Indian
qui nous a permis de
architecture.
créer ce monde un peu plus réel.
Create this plural world.
Château of Scénar est une invitation au voyage, à la tolérance et à l'ouverture sur les autres.
D'ordinaire, les langues étrangères sont vues comme un frein. C'est d'ailleurs pour ça qu'on parle de barrière de la langue. Mais dans Tribeca of Scénar, ce contexte est voué à être dépassé puisque les langues y sont à la fois l'obstacle et la solution.
Languages are both the obstacle and the
à résoudre ces
solution.
mystères et à nous aider à réunifier ces peuples.
Et évidemment, nous avons hâte d'avoir vos retours.
It's pretty deep. PS4, so last gen. Dang, releasing on last gen. Nightscape. What is this?
Nightscape is a 2.5D atmospheric adventure game where the ancient Arabian night sky loses its light.
Arabian Nights.
You play as
like
Layla,
Arabian
who is an astronomer who
That's such a
loves
fire
to
song.
the
Oh, I
night
like this
sky.
art style.
As Layla
More
plays
often
with a
than
magical
not
astrolabe who
are
restores
harder
stars
than
back to
not.
constellations in order
In
to
a lot
seek
of
out
good
fun.
way.
Aki's cast member is the Goat Kid constellation.
I'll relax, I'll
The Goat
relax.
Kid decides,
I love that song, bro.
Accompanies Layla in her journey.
Probably the
These
best song
days,
from
people do
Aladdin.
not know much
Right in the
about
opening credits.
and the stories behind them, especially Arabic constellations.
The Goat
They're
Kid,
different from
that's
the
me.
Western or the British constellations. And
Get
so
it,
we've
guys.
had a big research task
You can laugh, I
finding
tell
out
jokes.
what those constellations mean, what the backstories are,
Look at that
and
goat.
finding out how we can turn those ideas into gameplay elements.
What the? He's following him on a
importance of the
cloud.
sky is
No,
having
sir.
this sky
You
ground
have the
truth.
voice of an angel. Appreciate it,
Having
Ventus.
Layla use the constellations' abilities.
Yo, that
to
Hunter
solve
constellation
puzzles
just shot
and
a
help
star
Layla
at you.
in defeating
Whole world just explodes.
The game being
Game over.
2.5D, you can actually walk into the screen. There's a lot there.
2.5D? First time I've heard about this. In relation to the dimensions
This
of
is
the
a
game.
brand new experience for me, building a team from the ground up.
2.5D.
We found an amazing level designer in Nabil and a coder in Idris. And very recently we found our technical artist in Zaki, and those three are the powerhouse of the studio. And I think it's really genuinely amazing that we found those guys who were willing to work with us in Doha. I was very unsure about the amount of talent for making video games in the
Dang.
Middle East.
I wonder if it's
And
as
I think
hot
we
as it
got
seems
super lucky
when it's
finding
just
the
pure
team that we
sand.
did.
I mean, I'm sure it
For
is.
me,
I'm sure it's
it
hot.
all starts
obviously,
with a
but-
story and pictures
Dang, okay,
that
bro.
triggers
Simon?
my imagination.
Oh, kind of loud.
It triggered immediately some music in my mind.
Wow, look at this
Beautiful
architecture.
Middle Eastern melodies to take them in, the maqams, to combine them with harmonies, Western influences as well, that it comes together as a blend.
Sand captures heat, right?
Sound is a bit like
I'm
playing
just
with clay,
thinking about this right now.
like trying to model this clay.
I mean, the
with
closest I've
sound
ever
and
been was like
create
being on a
deep
beach, you
cut.
know, like a tropical beach.
For example, the hookshot
in the islands.
is mostly made by a tree branch, the
It's
footstep
hot.
of a scorpion
I
walking.
don't know if it's the same
which
type
is
of
a
sand.
mix of knife and stone. The voice of a scorpion is my voice, actually. And then overly processed. When the scorpion attacks,
Wholesome.
when the scorpion dies.
The scorpion. I like how these people talk.
We're trying
accents.
really hard to make the game feel magical, particularly the parts where the player is trying to figure out the puzzles.
Being in a country like the Philippines where
it's really creative,
where my hometown had about zero pollution, so looking at the stars was one of my hobbies, which is why Nightscape appealed to me a lot.
He said his
There's about
hometown
65 million
0% pollution. That is
crazy,
crazy, bro.
And there's a very, very
I think the national
amount
like
of content being
pollution
developed
index
from
for
within.
America,
We want to
something like
push
the
that
20s,
boundary,
I think, right?
and we want
20s
to
to
create
40s.
fun and meaningful games with the Middle East in mind, utilizing its culture and rich traditions and history to really inspire ideas for games going forward. And ultimately build a bridge towards understanding the Middle East better.
Yeah, I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna see what my pollution index is near me. Air quality 42. Oh, it doesn't go by percent. I gotta do the math, I guess. Hold on. 42. About 8%? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, bro.
The games industry is always absolutely convinced that we can only be this and this only until someone comes along and proves them wrong.
No one's ever said
Stray
that, David.
Dogs is a
I'm just
role-playing
playing.
musical where
I'm just
you
playing.
control the song.
I gotta talk about something,
play
you know?
as Grace,
She's
a
kinda bad.
college dropout who's not
She
quite
looks
sure
like,
what to do with her life.
Every other
Living
comic
in
book
the
character.
modern world, who encounters the last
A little
of
bit
the
of Black
Greek
Canary
muses,
with black hair.
Calliope?
who dies in her arms.
What?
Passes on her powers. and Grace
Imagine your
discovers
friend
that
knocks
the
on your
Greek
door,
gods
you open
are
it, and
alive
they
and
die
well
and just fall in your arms
the mud.
and stain your entire
The Stray
outfit.
Dogs kind of
Bro, what am I
appeals
supposed to do
beyond
with
just
this?
the video games. It's a really unique story and a unique experience.
There
That
are
would
so
suck.
many elements that go into this game to make it special that you can attach to any one of them and have an incredible experience.
That girl with the hat
Stray
looked like
Dogs is what we call a role-playing musical. It's not really a genre that's ever existed
I
before.
forgot her name from
You say you didn't
Dead
kill
by Daylight.
Calliope. You have 1 week to prove it. What do I do?
Start singing.
This
What?
is a game with branching musical numbers where the key decisions in the story are made in musical numbers that change depending on your choices.
That dude's name was Pan. Is this based off of like mythologies?
The way that we tackle music is one that people have never seen before. Boarding multiple branching paths that should link up.
Don't say
to
what
each
I do with the
other.
body.
There's a lot of
I'll be like, bro, why'd you die on me?
factor in.
His
It's
name's
very
Pan. That dude
complicated,
was
but
the
it
actual
feels
Pan.
very worth it in the end.
From Greece mythology.
We got to work with some of the best, the most talented voice actors in the world.
What?
The most talented people on
Was that
Broadway.
Troy Baker? I know for
What
a fact
look
that
like
wasn't Troy Baker.
Being able to work with some champions like Austin Wintory, David Gator, Troy Baker.
That is Troy
At the end
Baker!
of the day, it came down to our composer,
Wait,
Austin.
he's in
He works
this?
some kind of dark magic, and you get it all back, and you're like, don't know how you transformed that take into this, but it's absolutely amazing.
Dude, Troy Baker is like probably the
We have
most
such
like
incredibly
renowned
complex,
English
thoughtful
voice actor.
characters in this game. Every single character in the game has
Probably.
the potential to be a favorite.
My favorite character is
I mean, he's in
Eros.
everything,
I really
dude.
love
He has like
Aphrodite.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has like 300 roles in different like games and shows and
My
media.
favorite character is, I think,
I
Orpheus.
guarantee you,
My
y'all,
king,
if you
Orpheus.
think of a
He's my
game,
favorite.
he was
It used to be
probably in
Hermes,
it.
but Orpheus,
Pick
Emo
if
King.
y'all name out
Look at
5
me, who do you
games,
think I am?
I
I'm
guarantee
Stan
he's
Medusa.
probably
I
in
am
like
number
3
one
of them.
Medusa fan in the others.
This
I
dude,
love
Troy Baker,
Medusa,
is in
and I love
everything.
Persephone, and I adore Freddy, but my favorite.
I reckon my favorite character is Freddy.
I'm really going to go against the grain here. My favorite character is Freddy.
Everybody's gonna say Freddy, so I thought I'd say someone else as well.
But my favorite. Oh, yeah, I'll say Freddy, but Medusa and Calliope and Persephone. Like, it's really hard.
Oh yeah, they are Greek
There is
stuff.
a level of belief in the
They
studio.
said Medusa?
The themes
I
in
wanna
this
see
game and
Medusa.
The stories that it's trying to tell, and the people it's trying to involve, and the people it's trying to talk to, that I haven't seen on a lot of the games that I've worked on in my career.
We've assembled this
My dog was going crazy.
superstar group of people. It is a Voltron of game development.
Early on, Liam made a conscious effort to make sure that everyone that we hired culturally fit, but also had a conscious effort to make sure that we weren't hiring the same kind of people.
Every single person who came onto this project
How could
brought
she breathe and talk
something
if she's
wholly and
underwater?
uniquely theirs.
It's a good question.
It's one thing to be able to hire to have diverse voices. It's also another thing
Dude, I'm
to make
looking
sure
at
that
Troy
those voices
Baker's,
are heard. It's just important for
you
us
know, his-
that everyone
his most
one,
iconic
feels safe
roles.
enough to share their opinion.
They
and
say
two,
Joel
diverse
Miller
enough that
from The
many
Last
teams
of Us,
that
the
share
video
multiple
games,
walks of life.
Booker DeWitt,
At the end of the
Bioshock
day,
Infinite.
gaming
He's
is
Sam
about joy.
Drake
and I
in
really
Uncharted.
being able to make
Rise Strongfork and Tales from the Borderlands. Snowvilliers, Final Fantasy 13.
Very soon.
Higgs Monaghan, Dead Stranding. Let's see. Magni from, the Magni and Modi of God of War 4 or 2018. Let's see, what else is he in? Oh, in different media, he's voiced Batman, Joker, Hawkeye, Loki, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, Naruto Shippuden, Code Geass, and Soul Eater. He has roles in all those anime. A bunch of other crazy stuff too. But I wasn't paying attention. What is this?
The Expanse is an exceptional intellectual property, and that
Deck
it's huge,
9?
and that
Is that what
the
it's called?
characters are the forefront of what they are focusing on.
What is so compelling about it is that it
That
works
suit in the back looks cool.
in several
This reminds me of that Returnal game.
began with the books. And then I think what was so special about the television show was that it was almost like just another window of looking in at this same story.
So what's unique about the way that we tell stories is that we give our
Telltale?
players agency over the character they're playing, which basically means that their choices shape the overall story, so they're actually living in the story as opposed to just following along with it.
When you're adapting a television property into a video game,
Wait, was
property,
Telltale
you
not,
have to
like,
think about
disbanded?
what the fan is expecting and when they're coming.
Didn't they
into
file
it.
for bankruptcy or
This takes
something?
place years before the first season. We're getting to see the world through Kamina Drummer's eyes. She is a belter, somebody who's out in deep space and has grown up there, has never set foot on a planet. So her perspective is really different.
It's hard for me to look at these moons without thinking about the other research colonies exploiting all the resources on them and giving nothing to the belt.
I hoped to portray her, especially at the beginning of the video game, as a little bit more vulnerable and open, and to see the events that cause her to harden.
Just like Ceres, bossing everyone around, only this time no dolls to keep you on the leash, yeah?
You would have caught a swift uppercut. That's what I'm about to say, bro. What the heck?
A really
Not ever trying to
awesome
press me
character
like
like,
that.
Drummer deserves to have really interesting situations to be put in that fans have come to expect.
I need to
from the
play a
show,
Telltale
and
game
now it's
on
like
my
they're getting to play an
channel, bro.
episode of The Expanse, but in video game form.
I think
We
my
can do things
favorite.
like
Ooh,
put zero G in
that's
the
cool.
game, but we have to think about it from what's a good interaction medium. And changing.
I think my
that
favorite
from
Telltale
what you
game
may
is
have seen in the
probably
show slightly
Batman
to make
Arkham
sure that
series.
it's something that you can
The
grok
Telltale
immediately
Arkham series.
and that
I guess
feels
it's
good
called
on the
Batman.
sticks, but that is also representative of
Yeah,
what you see in
it's
the
very
show.
good, very good. Watch Corey
Those
Kenshin play it back in the day.
have really complex issues that
It's probably
they're facing
like my
regularly.
favorite
And
or
in narrative
top three,
games,
top
we want
five-
to give players
top five,
these
excuse
gray
me.
areas to really think: Is this the answer?
Top
I want
five from
to choose, or do I
Corey's,
want to choose this
all
answer?
his playthroughs.
And that they both have
Batman
their upsides
series
and
is
their downsides.
undefeated.
And so the
I'll go watch
Expanse
that.
is perfect for that.
It's my comfort series. I mean, Walking Dead, iconic. There's the other one. Wolf Among Us? Is that what it's called?
Has O2, fuel, armaments. We can't afford
I
to
never
lose it.
played that or never watched it, but I heard it was cool.
It was a really interesting
Lose a
challenge
leg?
to come at the same character in a completely different medium.
They said lose
Deck
a
Nine is
vault or
video game
lose a
studio.
leg.
We are known
What are
for
y'all
our
choosing?
narrative, our characters,
Depends on what's in that vault,
and
I'll
our
be
motion
honest.
capture technology.
No, I don't know if any amount of
Completely
money or
blank
loot
white
is
room.
worth
Got
a
some
leg,
tape on the
bro.
floor,
That's
maybe a
crazy.
few things made out of wire to show where a door frame might be or something like that. But otherwise, it's pure imagination.
I assume you didn't come here to talk about crystals.
We have a new target.
Strong.
What is it this time,
chin.
El Dorado? The Fountain of Youth? Let me guess. The Falcon Horde of Venus?
Why is his chin line so
UNN
strong?
Shinobi.
His jawline.
Cap believes there's something
Jaw to
valuable
chin
on
line.
board.
Something that we are really
Jaw-chin
excited
ratio.
for people to experience in the Expanse of Telltale series is the emotional performance that we're getting from our actors that comes through with our technology and from our animators that really bring out the personality
Oh my
in
god,
these
he's
characters.
flying.
I work for you.
Oh, look
Don't
at his chin
own me.
too.
Believe me.
Strongest
I'm well
chin I've
aware.
ever seen.
Just want to make sure you're not having second thoughts about our deal.
Oh, come on. We're equal partners. We pay the crew, the costs, and the overhead.
The rest is 50-50.
It sounds familiar.
You and me.
I mean, that's the joy and the beauty of a job like this, is that I get to play.
We're hoping that you
That kid can
form these
kill
bonds
Thanos.
with these characters.
Hilarious,
and that
Ventus.
They are something that you carry with you after you're done playing the game and you're thinking about it later. That to me is always a testament of good storytelling is, am I thinking about it long after I experienced the game itself?
The Expanse, a Telltale series. Wow. So they said this was off a book and a movie? I don't know anything about that. First time I heard about that. Despelote.
I am Julian Cordero, and I'm the lead developer and programmer in Despelote.
Despelote.
Despelote is a game about soccer, and it's a slice-of-life adventure game set in 2001, when Ecuador was really close to qualifying to the World Cup for the first time. Everybody was incredibly excited about this moment, and you see it through the eyes of an 8-year-old kid kicking a ball around with your friends in the park.
¿Vamos a jugar?
Interesting.
When I was growing up, I played a lot of soccer. In Ecuador, the culture of soccer is very big, and if you're a boy and you're not playing soccer, it's like hard to make friends. A lot of like my best friends I made were through playing soccer. But then when I moved to the US, I wasn't really watching or playing soccer for a few years. That sort of made me like take a step back from it. I sort of like realized this, and I was like, oh, like this had such a big role in my life. I wanted to make this game to sort of like figure out what it was that was really interesting about soccer growing up. When I started making the game, the first thing I focused on was this like relationship with the ball, and like making the ball like this physical object that you're kicking around. More than like creating like a soccer match, I knew that I wanted to just like your relationship with the ball and like how that sort of then relates to your environment. Immediately was thinking, okay, what should it look like? And there was this artist and musician, Sebastián. I really liked his work.
My name is Sebastián Balbuena, and I am in charge of the art in Despelote. That includes 2D
really
animation, 3D modeling, and also the
That's what I like
music.
about indie games.
This
I
is
feel like
actually
indie
the
games
first
are so,
video game
like,
I have ever worked in.
They
knew
carry such
the game was
weight
going to
with
be
the
3D because I
creators,
wanted
like,
the game to be like feel very physical.
Don't get me
and
wrong,
this,
you know,
like,
as much as I
physical
love
connection
like
with the
all
ball.
of the
We wanted to find a graphic style that could
existing
emotions.
IPs that they make video games off
we
of.
found that the
I'm super excited for Mortal Kombat and Spider-Man, and I've been playing Street Fighter 24/7. Games like that have had pre-existing IPs and big names in their respective fields. It's really cool when they make new games because it's like, oh, I'm definitely gonna get that because I love these characters, I love this world.
Grainy aesthetic.
But I mean, I feel like not enough people play indie games. They're indie games for a reason, you know.
So, like hand drawn and like so clean.
Like sometimes these games,
like,
they're
I was
just
like, okay, well, what's the setting
they just
for
tell
this
life
game?
stories,
Like,
and it's something
really
so
idea I had was, like,
naked
where I have
about the
played
human
soccer in my
experience that
life,
makes
which
it
is
really
in
cool.
Quito. That's where the game sort of had to be set. It became really important for us to like capture Quito in a way that was like very true to us. So we're using a lot of pictures, and the buildings
A
are
Spanish
all
game?
real buildings.
I
Some of the
wonder
voices
what
are
like
from
what
people
they're gonna
that
do
we
with
knew.
it.
We
Ventus,
wanted
it's a good question.
to have the same feeling that you get when you listen to people's conversation in the street. So that's why we went
Well,
with
like the
the
music.
improvisation for the dialogue.
It's all improvised, really. We like approached a lot of friends and family in Ecuador. The parents are played by my own parents.
Ecuador, they
so
speak
there's
Spanish
an
in Ecuador,
interesting
right?
dynamic happening there as you.
Or do they have their
around
own
as a kid.
language over there?
The scene we said is it's 2001. Ecuador is just coming out of this big economic crisis.
Yeah, they
and
speak.
there's this
97%
idea
of
we can qualify for the
Ecuadorians
World
speak
Cup,
Spanish.
and that's like really exciting, and it's been great because I think it's
They
bringing in
have,
a lot of this like sort of communal.
3 distinct regional
understanding of the
variations
moment.
of Spanish, Amazonic, Andean,
So my
and
parents
Equatorial
aren't really
coastal.
big soccer people, but the excitement of
Interesting.
qualifying for the
Amazonic
World Cup was so
Spanish.
big that
I
even
gotta hear what
they
that sounds
were
like. That sounds
excited
really cool.
about it.
Oiga, ya está jugando el Ecuador, vamos a ver.
Hey, Ecuador is playing. We gotta watch. Everyone's talking about how we got a shot to win
Capturing
this
this moment in time was important because I think
Dang, wait, so
for
did they
my
not
generation,
qualify?
The first time we qualified
Yes,
to the
in
World Cup, it sort
2001.
of meant like, oh, Ecuador is a tiny little country, but all of a sudden we were like in the world stage and we were like playing against Italy and like we were like in the big newspapers, and that felt like a really big thing. Pelota in Spanish means ball. And despelote is sort of a saying that people have. Is like, esto está hecho un despelote, is like, this is a mess. So it's sort of like a play on words, like ball and like mess. We're growing up with this idea of si se puede, which is what the people chant to the soccer team, which means, yeah, we can do it. Si se puede and si se pudo, like we can do it and we already did it. Like that's not something my parents were able to like grow up with. People like grasped onto it so much, and I think it like really gave a lot of people so much hope. And I think for me, like that being like one of my earliest memories, it sort of made me grow up thinking like, oh yeah.
Oh wow! So
yes,
Ecuador's
we can.
first participation
I hope that
in the
people
World
really
Cup
enjoy
was in
just
2002.
running around in Quito.
So
I
1
think
year after
we've built
the time
it
that
in
this
a way
game
that
takes
is
place.
based on a lot of our memories.
What'd you know?
Instead of like trying to recreate it directly.
No in
one to
Spanish
one,
means
it's
no in
more
English.
like a fuzzy memory.
Yeah, that's about my extent
And
of
I hope that
Spanish
feels very
dialect.
transportive for people,
Ventus.
and they can
I know
experience
hola.
what this moment in time in Ecuador was,
Bien
and
y tú.
how I felt
Bien
that time.
Not a little bit Spanish. I'm not fluent by any means, but I can understand a good amount of Spanish. You know, like people, especially if people are just walking or I mean talking, not walking. Play exclusive demos of all Spotlight games at the Tribeca Festival. That was it. That was pretty short. Nice little stream we got here. I'm not mad at that. You know, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I saw people in the comments prior to this live stream. People were saying crazy stuff like we're gonna do God of War, get a new Last of Us, and as cool as that is, you know, I think this was, you know, it's a Tribeca almost film spotlight for video games. So to see like a bunch of small, tightly knit communities and teams working on these games, that's pretty cool to see. You know, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that one bit. That was pretty cool. Wow. And it looks like we're done. Something new? Yeah, definitely. Everyone in the comments are saying no Soak song. That's like the main thing people are looking forward to. Me included, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really enjoying Hollow Knight. And I'd love to see some updates to it, right? Because they announced it a while ago, right? And then they didn't update for a very long time. And then they're like, oh, here, more news. A little bit of gameplay, a little bit of teaser. And then they never like further elaborated on it. It's just kind of like, you know, that's about it. We're not gonna update you at all and tell you what we got going on. It's pretty short. That was a pretty short 35 minutes. Yeah, 35 minutes and 25 seconds beginning to end. Hey, you know, quick little short stream for the one time and something to do because I also got to do the new Fortnite season today. That wasn't bad though. I'm not mad about that. Something new? Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I was saying, not fluent in Spanish, but if people are just talking, you know, either to me or overhear a conversation, majority of the time I can sum it up and, you know, pick out enough words to really understand what you're meaning. And my response is like the big thing. I can't respond in Spanish. But, you know, I'm Mexican. Grew up around stuff like that, right? So, a bunch of Spanish-speaking people around me in general growing up, and both family and friends, you know. That's cool. I like Spanish. Spanish is a cool language. But I learn other languages. Languages in general are really cool. Well, that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Ventus, I really do appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. I think right now, I'm definitely going to go check out the new Fortnite season. You know, I definitely want to get a Battle Pass review over. I haven't seen anything about it. I know a certain Autobot is in the Battle Pass. It's about as much as I know. I don't know any of the new weapons. Ventus, you said you're liking it, right? You said it's pretty cool. Played the new Fortnite season, and it's kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I might check it out. I'm gonna go check it out right now. I was thinking about grinding last night to get tier 100. I didn't get tier 100 the last season. I was, you know, slacked a little bit. Got up to tier, I think, 30. And I was like, you know, maybe the season's not for me, but hopefully I see something crazy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Ventus, once again, thank you for all of the constant support. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day, y'all. Stay safe. Take care. Peace, adios. And, of course, until next time. Ventus said, yeah, I didn't play the last season a lot, but I enjoyed this one more. That's good. That's definitely a step up. I heard a lot of people... I think, like, I don't know if it's Battle Royale games or just maybe they're repeating games over and over. But within the past, like, couple of weeks, and I'd say, like, the new season for every single game, people are kind of slowing down a bit. Overwatch for this season was slowing down because of the whole PvE, you know, broken promises stuff that happened. But Apex, you know, people have been kind of slowing down this month on the new Apex season, even though they brought a couple new things, and, you know, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but a lot of people are saying it's, you know, developers don't do this, that, whatever. And Fortnite, I know the Fortnite newest season, people weren't super hyped about it. I think it could just be, you know, people are finding a little dry spot. We're definitely gonna get a lot of new games within the coming weeks. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. Next couple months, 1000%. Media in general is gonna be really good, but I'm looking forward to the games. Mortal Kombat 1, Tekken 8, hopefully you get that by the end of this year. And Spider-Man, cannot wait for it. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, I know I keep saying it, but I appreciate y'all. Y'all always show support, and I'm always more than happy to say what's up to the stream and just relax with you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ventus, once again. Have a great day, y'all. I'm gonna go check out the Fortnite, you know, Battle Pass. Probably be up in about hour, 2 hours. So be on the lookout for that. Have a great day. Stay safe. Take care. Peace. Adios. And of course, until next time. Bye-bye, y'all. Love you all.